Hey, my name BK, and it's been a minute, so hey, sorry I missed you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Lil BK, Spiritual Renegade Potential Guru, and today I'm doing an astrology update, along with what's been going on in my life with my Saturn return. Actually, hold on, let me, I want to see this on the TV just in case I get some chats. And then I may also do a couple of readings. I may just do a general, but my plan was to talk about astrology real quick and talk about what's going on in the personals in my life right now, and then also take some questions and do some personal readings on here. So there's that. But hey, if you're returning, what's up? My name BK, and right now, okay, hold on, I gotta turn the TV down too. We is about to get started. It's not gonna be a long video because this is not the phone I usually record with, but there we go. I just wanted to see the quality of the video. It's not that great. So I do apologize for that. But let's get started, shall we? So, um, yeah, this won't be a long video. If subscribe, if you haven't already, like the video and comment down below as we go on. Be a part of the live chat. And if you like this video, share it with your friends so we can all be informed. But let's see. So it's officially Taurus season. Hey, what's up? Happy birthday to all the Tauruses. Happy belated birthday to all the Aries. Y'all are wonderful, and I love you. But right now, and we kind of have a stellium too, and what's going on up in the air, up in the sky with the celestial bodies and whatnot. We have the Sun in Taurus, the Moon in Taurus. Mercury is in Taurus retrograde, and then we also have Uranus in Taurus, and the North Node in Taurus, making the South Node Scorpio. But let's just talk about it real quick. So, with the Sun in Taurus, this is really a time to either slow down or really crack down on those things that are of value to you, those things that make you feel good, those things that entice your senses. With the Moon at 19 degrees, I'm sorry, yeah, with the Moon at 19 degrees of Taurus, I think that's right. It actually says 54 degrees. But with the Moon in Taurus also, and they say the Taurus placement is one of the best placements for the Moon if you have that in your natal chart. But with the Moon transiting through Taurus right now, we have this sense of really wanting to feel in a very physical way, wanting to be nurtured, have those physical pleasures of taste, sight, hearing, touch, and smell, wanting to, really be a part of the world and in it, of it. There's a saying like be in the world but not of it, meaning like um, be proactive, get out there, socialize, do what matters, but don't let things affect you and stay in a detached place. Now, with the Moon in Taurus, we're actually being like out of the world, but very much so in it, like more so catering to ourselves. And this could be public or private, but really catering to ourselves in the ways that are of Taurus. So like in grounded ways, sensual ways, in 424 on the time. That's a special number. But really nurturing yourself in ways that I don't want to say instant gratification, but in a way almost like instant gratification. Like that would be more so like Aries, Cancer, Scorpio territory. But we're in this feel of double Taurus, triple Taurus actually, quintuple Taurus, five planets in Taurus. But Uranus is going to be in Taurus for a minute. It has been for a minute. And that is an energy of things taking place that are going to change your perspective, your life, and moving in a way that is a little unpredictable. So for Taurus, with that energy, because Taurus is represented by the bull, that could either be like grazing in the pasture, getting those feel goods of nourishment, and feeding your body, your senses, your soul, your goals right now. Um, Being very still, not moving and taking time to observe the world and being, you know, detached enough where you can use what's going on around you to feel good, but not implement or like put your energy in a direct way, like assertively affecting people. Again, that is a Taurus thing, like kind of like taking charge, being a leader, being a boss in a lot of ways, or charging again with the bull energy, charging forward at full speed towards whatever it is that matters to you, and not letting anything get in your way, not stopping for anything, and continuing to build that momentum until you get to the place that you want. Like Taurus is a very stable sign, stable energy. It's one of those signs that um, has no problem working hard as long as the work is of a benefit and makes you feel good and gives you that stability that you want. So a lot of this is a good time to work on finances, career, stability within the home, and working on those long lasting connections that you have. Family, friends, romance, because Taurus is a sign of loyalty, meaning like when in that Taurus energy, when it feels good to you and you love something, you stick to that something and you protect that something and you care about it. It means a lot to you. So that's the moon in Taurus. Then we have Mercury in Taurus retrograde. So we're in the beginning, in the ends, I should say, of the shadow phase of the Mercury retrograde, meaning it's about to start for real, for real. In the sky, it's already kind of retrograde. That's that shadow phase of us feeling the energy. But with this Mercury retrograde, and this is this year, 2023, which is a 7 year of spirituality, truth, connection to God, and learning and being a leader. The Mercury retrogrades, plural. I've lost my throat chakra, lips, teeth, tip of the. Thank you. With the Mercury retrogrades this year, all of them are going to be in Earth signs. So we're starting with Taurus, then we're going to have another one in Virgo, and the last one is going to be in Capricorn. So this is Earth sign Mercury retrograde year. But with the Taurus sign being the first to have this Mercury retrograde, it's all about really, again, this is Taurus energy, and Mercury retrogrades are always all about like slowing down, balancing out, like concentrating and finding new solutions to old problems. A lot of things come back up to the surface or come back into your life around those times so that you can address it, so that you can acknowledge it, so you can embrace it, or so that you can let it go. So, with the Mercury retrograde being in Taurus, this is the time to really sit still and like meditate, ponder, get your plans together, maybe write some things down. Um, a time where there are going to be situations that pop up that in the past you may have been very obstinate or like stubborn, like not allowing anybody else to influence your way of thinking or actions. And there are going to be situations that come up in the surface for the next 2 3 weeks where it's really going to challenge you to either accept and change your mind, you know in a flexible, cooperative way with another person or a situation, deciding not to be stubborn, or doubling down and really putting your foot down and making sure that whatever the situation is, or person, place, or thing, they are fully aware of, and that outside of you has an understanding of where you stand and that you're not moving on that. And then there are going to be also opportunities where you may have charged into a situation without having all the information, or ran away from a situation because it just didn't vibe with you, or gave you bad energy, or you weren't there for that. And so these situations that pop up are going to give you the opportunity to either, again, double down in charging to or from this situation or energy, or really going back to that other part of Taurus of really being still, stubborn, not moving on your actions and opinions, allowing whatever that situation is to come in, and you face it. Like this is a time, especially with the North Node also being in Taurus, and the North Node represents your future life and your past life, because it's a axis thing. The nodes are really just like the shadows of the moon, and so the North Node being the top, and that's in Taurus. There's an energy for everybody of moving into really embodying and embracing Taurus energy, which again is about being sensual, logical, um, down to earth, very rooted, very stable, very comfortable, and enjoying those things that really light up your five senses, give you, that good, positive, tingling sensation within the body. On the other hand of that, though, because that's the North Node, that's what we're moving towards. What's in our goals at this time for everybody. The South Node is in Scorpio, meaning that's the past life. That's what we're moving away from, or what is been a focus of energy that we already are like good at and aware of. Things that are buried beneath the surface, things that you may still have to deal with in order to get to that ascended energy of Taurus. And that means a lot of like desires, trauma, pain, um, sex, mysteries, resources, and other people's money. This is like very much Scorpio and eighth house things. All of these things are things that I keep saying things. I need to find another word for that. All of these concepts and situations, again, this is like past life energy. These are going to be like the shadow aspects of what's going to be brought to you in this Mercury retrograde, the South Node, and I think it changes like every 6 months or so. I'm not sure. Do your own research, but the South Node, especially since we're in this season of Taurus, is really the shadow self. It's really dealing with those energies of I've been hurt, or I have these desires, or I want to connect to this thing, or I want to get to the bottom of these secrets, and dealing with those things and moving away from that energy is going to balance out a lot of things in your life at this time and help you to step more into that Taurus energy. And again, it's an axis with the north and south nodes. So like Scorpio on the one hand is a very serious, focused, devoted, very also sensual, but in a different way, like sensual internally, very attached, and also a very loyal sign. But it's a very intense sign also. And those are things that we're going to have to look at within our own selves, our past lives, and our own behavior, and resolve those issues so that we can get to moving into that Taurus North Node in Uranus, which is about embracing changes, or embracing what is. And it could be a stagnant energy, but it could, when you're focusing on those things that are not helping you, but it could also be a very grounded energy of you're in the right place and you're enjoying it. Um, it's crazy. I have three phones, y'all, and most of the time I can only use one, like, and I can only have one charged. But that's neither here nor there. So Venus right now is in Gemini. Woo, that's kind of interesting. So Venus going through the sign of Gemini, and these are transits, you guys. So um, if you have your natal chart placements, you can look at your natal chart and use what's going on in the astrology of the overall to look at what's going on in your houses and your signs, and see how one, the outside, can affect the other, the inside, your temple, yourself. So if you have Venus and Gemini in your natal chart, this is a good time for you. But Venus and Gemini is really all about, you know, finding attraction and value in those things that are of a duality, things that can be a little unpredictable and unexpected. You may have a lot of, especially with this being a Mercury retrograde, you could come find yourself running into or hearing from a lot of exes or new people coming in romantically who are not on one page completely, right? Like it could be a like you're already dating someone and someone else comes in, or someone comes to you, you're not dating anybody, and this person is like, I don't want to say a player, but has multiple love options. And that could be you too. That could it could resonate for you too. This could be a time of having a lot of different love options, of really feeling out internally what you're looking for romantically. And weirdly, I just got this. This can be a time where, because Venus is, passion, love, attraction, and value. This could be a time where what you want and what you love, and then what you do and how you think, may not be on one page. This is definitely gonna be a time of where, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But this could be a time where you may have two different passions. Like you could be looking for love and also trying to build your career. You could be looking for stability and also dealing with friends. Gemini rules the third house, which is siblings, short distance, travel, communication, ideas, and thought processes. So this could be like definitely a time where you meet more so not as serious people, but people who are very smart, very well spoken, very intelligent and social. Or it could be a time where, the universe is telling you to get back out there and be a little more social. So there's that. And then we have Mars in Cancer, and that might be a very interesting thing to go through. Um, Mars, the planet of, this is also passion, but in a different way: passion, ambition, aggression, um, violence, intensity and sex, things of that nature, in the sign of Cancer, representing the mother, all feminine energy, all emotional energy, and the home, the stability, the your ground level where you put your, where your feet hit the ground, and you're able to feel comfortable in nurturing other people or being nurtured. So with this Mars, this could definitely have effects on your inner energy, your passions, your aggressions, your feelings a lot. Um, and this could be a time where you need to cleanse, or very much so be aware of how you're feeling and how you make others feel, especially in the home setting, especially with people who feel like home to you or family to you. This is a time where there may be a lot more emotional emotionally led actions. Like, whereas with Venus, there's a very like energy of feeling good with cerebral things, feeling good with, or feeling comfortable and taking value in intelligence, being able to move around, um, being social, you know, and this is more of a logical, like left brain thing. Whereas with Mars and Cancer, there are more so, there's more so a focus on actions that are based on your internal feelings, or actions outside of yourself, things happening or people around you that affect you deeply emotionally. So this is a time to be, a little careful of how hard you going, like how hard you putting in this energy and where you're putting it towards, because it can affect you deeply and emotionally, or others. We have Jupiter in Aries, which is a very good thing. I think that's going to be going on for most of this year. And then we're going to have Jupiter ingress, or transition and move back into Pisces for a minute, where and you know Pisces is the ruler of Jupiter. That's where it's that's his home, and that's where it's most at home. But Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of luck, of blessings, of travel, and you know, like it's a jolly, like happy type of energy, and it's in Aries. So, with that being said, there could be a lot of blessings, a lot of joy, a lot of like good karma that comes out of being very direct, chasing your passion, you know, going for those things that really like come to you, like not really overthinking or trying to analyze or feel out those things that are like brand new to you or outside of your comfort zone. This is a time really to try, you know, really focusing on your career, you know, getting into those types of energies could be blessings with you could have Aries energy around you, a person, um, a place, a thing, and those things are going to be very, you know, it's a happy energy. Where Mars is like a very aggressive and intense energy, with Jupiter there, it is softened a little bit. It's not as intense, but it could be a little more spread out. Whereas, like, say you deal with like three people on the regular, and one of those people is like very much so Aries energy, like impulsive, hasty, you know, excited, always on the move, dynamic energy, you know, always into something. This might be a time, and especially with this Mercury retrograde that we're going into, this could be a time where it's not just that one person who is acting like that, embodies that energy, and is like in your in your circle in everyday life dealing with that. They're not That's not the only person acting like that. You may have a lot of like Pisces who are a little more aggressive. You might have Sagittariuses who and are a little more soft, and my voice over there keeps throwing me off. You a little softer, more emotional, a little more understanding. But then with this Aries energy, it's really telling you go for those things that are outside of your comfort zone. Learn something new. Go somewhere. Travel to somewhere you've never been, and doing that with a passion. You know, with that go hard or go home energy. Those things are going to pan out and bring you lots of blessings. So there's that, and then we have Saturn in Pisces, which is going to be there for a while. I think for the next 2 years, 2.5 years. Saturn in Pisces, where Pisces is a boundless energy, it's a water energy, it's a very emotional, empathic, and spiritual energy. With Saturn there, with and Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn, you know, Saturn rules restrictions, blocks, things that take a long time, you know, learning lessons, sometimes painfully, and being of the status quo, you know, knowing what the rules are and following, you know, following the rules of authority figures, things of that nature. With that being in Pisces, and if you know your natal chart again, this is one of those planets where it'd be really good to look at in your natal chart, find out where Saturn is, or Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, or the house of Pisces, 12th house, or whatever house that falls in for you. It's going to be a time where you're going to have to learn to reprogram yourself. Like Saturn, it gets to the the same sign that it's been in only after about 27, 28, 29 years. So this being in Pisces, this could be very much so like if you're older than 30, you know, things that you dealt with about 30 years ago, or stepping into those energies of learning how to embrace and put up, you know, healthy boundaries, you know, learning the lessons of the power of being alone, the power of being around people, the power, you know, the benefits of isolation and the benefits of being social. Um, a lot of a lot of building and like tough love when it comes to understanding people. It could be a time where you're learning more so about spirituality or those things that you really have, or stepping out of an energy of, I've been in this status quo, in this institution, in this place, or following this set of guidelines and these boundaries for so many years, and something's not working out for me. So I need to change my methodology and take steps to learn to let go of the trauma, the restrictions, the boundaries that I've had that are unhealthy. Um, in the next 2 years with this energy, we're really gonna understand more so about like why there are benefits to learning about the other side, about spirituality, about other people, um, about being understanding and compassionate. You know, why it why those things can be beneficial, how they may not have been for you because of a lack of boundaries, or learning to put up healthy boundaries and step away from, and not be as attached to situations, so that you can more so understand yourself and learn things better. um there's that. And then again, if you have a Pisces Saturn, it may you may have had a lot of restrictions emotionally, dealing with people, getting across, having relationships where there's a full understanding between the two parties of what's going on, and how they feel, and what's important to you or that other person, and what makes you happy. um so those are things to work on. I have to hurry up because my phone's about to die. Then we also have, we talked about Uranus and Taurus a little bit, and that's been there for, I think, at least since last year, either or the year before that. So that's not something that we really have to worry about so much. These are farther out planets, but this is an energy of embracing change, or embracing. I keep wanting to say stagnancy, but that's not the word. Either embracing change, or embracing, you know, the appreciation of things that stand the test of time. Um, you could get a lot of downloads of information when you are at home, when you're comfortable, and it's important to use those sparks of inspiration when you have them, because Uranus is one of those unpredictable signs. So when you get that energy of feeling good, of being stable, of getting those things, of working to have those things that make you feel good and keep you stable, those are energies to run with when it comes. When you feel it, do something about it. And that also is um, enhanced and a little, made more important and made bigger by that Jupiter in Aries. Pluto is, oh, I'm sorry, Neptune is in Aquarius. So that's good. Neptune is the planet of dreams, aspirations, goals, the spiritual side, and embracing the core and the essence of things, looking at things through your third eye, and not your two eyes. Um, this could be a time where, if you have spiritual abilities, they can be greatly enhanced. You may have a lot more crazy dreams, or find yourself wanting being a little more idealistic, artistic, spiritual, musical, things of that nature. And those things will help to give you more of a sense of feeling one with the world, or one with, again, those things that matter the most to you. Um, Pluto is in Aquarius, and that means that for the next, what is it, like 19 years, 17 years? It's going to be a minute. But this is an energy of like the tower moment in tarot, things breaking down so that they can be rebuilt in a way. And then this is Aquarius energy in a way where it's very like you're breaking down these walls within, of not wanting to connect with people, not being, of service to other people, of having traumas and pains and things that you've had to deal with when it comes to ideas and being communicative, learning, what you want to learn, and how intelligent and special and smart that you are. This could be a time where you're learning to more so embrace and let go of those traumas and fears that held you back of being individual and unique. this it's going to be a time for a minute where you're really embracing coming into your own, not letting what the world says define you or control you, and really learning that, to appreciate that brilliance that we all have, and that individuality that everybody has outside of you. I'm me and you're you, and I'm great and you're great. But there could have been things, I know there's things in my life that have made me a little more reclusive, reserved, you know in my shell. And I'm a Capricorn, so those are traits that are like really kind of stereotypical for me. But it's very important still that I connect to the world, that I be of service, that I study and have ideas and embrace that I'm myself and I'm great and beautiful as me. But so is the person I'm dealing with and talking to. They're individual, they're unique, they're beautiful and brilliant in their own right, and they are no more important or great than I am. But there's a common understanding and a respect towards yourself and those other things. We have two more, and I think, well, let me really hurry up because my phone about to stop. But I really wanted to give comprehensive and a complete like understanding and breakdown of all the things as much as I could, so that if there's something you needed to know or get from this video, have some type of understanding, you can have that. I really want to make sure that if there's a way that I can help you to live a better life, not go through some of the things I've had to go through, then I'm here for that. I'm here for you, and it means a lot to me. We already talked about the North Node in Taurus a little bit, so we're gonna skip that. And then Chiron, which is an asteroid, which in astrology represents the wounded healer, um, the like a teacher's assistant who is failing the class in a way. Like you're it's an energy of, I'm really good at this thing and helping other people, but this same thing, I can't use that same energy to help myself. I've been like I've been hurt in a way where now I have this understanding and feeling of, I can help other people not to have this same hurt, but this is still something that hurts me. And with that being with the Chiron asteroid, excuse me, being in the sign of Virgo, this is an energy of, if you follow your first mind and just go for things, not let procrastination, doubts, and insecurities hold you back, using that energy of Aries, fiery passion, you can help another person. You can help that situation, and just by following your first mind. And at the same token, when you're in need of something and you realize you are, you know, in lack or in pain or not where you need to be dealing with something, somebody may come in following their first mind and want to help you. And in that same breath of Chiron being the wounded healer, like, I have a wound that I can heal on you and not myself. It's very important to, if someone comes and wants to offer help and assistance, get you to a better place, your first mind may want you to reject that. But it's important not to do that. Like, in the same way where you can follow your first mind and do something that makes someone else's life better, someone can do that same thing for you, but only if you allow it. And it's definitely an energy of, like, we actually can, help and heal ourselves. It's just that in that aspect of whatever that thing that you're good at dealing with other people, it's just not as strong when you deal with yourself. Or you may actually need to seek out outside help when it comes to things. But it's very much an energy of, if you need help, ask for it. If you can help, do it. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, there's an energy. I'm sorry, I'm getting downloads, but there's an energy of, especially with us going through this Mercury retrograde in Taurus, with Jupiter in Aries, Uranus in Taurus, and then also the North Node in Chiron. And mind you, these are all the first two signs. So it's very much like a new and shiny new energy, but it's also an energy of things are in place, and it's going to take a lot of energy to move certain things out of place. And coming in with that Chiron energy, if someone sees you doing something, they may want to help you. And a lot of times there's this mindset that people have of, I'm not going to help a person that can't help themselves, or I'm not going to help a person that's not trying to help themselves, which, is valid. So if I'm not doing what I need to do to help myself, I can't count on anybody else to come in and do that. But if I am, putting the effort into myself and working hard to get something done, someone else may see that energy and effort that I'm putting in and may want to assist and put in their own energy. And if they do, who am I to say no? I need the help. Each one's each one. Everybody can help